What happens when you start taking care of a feral cat colony in Philadelphia?
That was it. It was like almost like an addiction. Once I did my colony, I was like, I want to go find more cats now.
On this episode of Tales from the Road, Buddi founder Ryan Sullivan takes us to the city of brotherly love to meet Bob the Cowboy Cat Wrangler.
Look who I found, it's Bob Lynch, AKA the Cowboy Cat Wrangler.
We'll stop at Paw Print Village, the coolest cat rescue and sanctuary in Philadelphia. And we'll find out what happened when the storm came through.
Yeah. We lost the majority of our fence that keeps these cats contained, keeps them safe from harm's way, from those crazy raccoons that we get down here.
Have you ever wondered about those cats up for adoption at PetSmart?
I drive by this parking lot at the store every night, and I circle the dumpster. I found many cats and dogs tied up to the dumpster here.
And Bob takes us for a late-night adventure on the streets of Philadelphia, taking care of a colony of cats.
Loco's gonna do a magic trick, and he's gonna walk between my legs.
And if you're wondering, did Bob name all these cats? Well, you won't be disappointed.
That's Angel. There's Loco. I have a new cat here, Pipsqueak. That's her. She's super. I want to get this one at home.
It's all coming up on this episode of Tales from the Road, only on Buddi.
Look who I found, it's Bob Lynch, AKA the Cowboy Cat Wrangler. How are you, Bob?
Good. I'm doing good.
Good. Sniffing already.
Glad to have you guys coming up from Texas.
Yes.
Look forward to our adventures today and tonight.
Yes, very good. So we're starting out here at the Bridge Clinic, and now they've got this great new building behind us. You're going to be going in to see the cat sanctuary area, right?
Yes.
And it's the first time you've seen it.
Correct.
Oh, well, hello. Hi.
Are you my greeter? Hello.
Hi, friend.
Hello.
Whoa, this is cat heaven right here. Wow, nice. Hey, I'm in here. I'm inside the facility. I've got Clinton, my new friend, right here. But more importantly, I've got Rachel. How are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Good. So explain to us where we are right now, please.
You are in the heart of Paw Print Village right now.
Okay.
So you have entered a new realm, a cat realm called Rescue Perfect.
Okay.
It's a long-time standing cat rescue, and they've just been welcomed into a brand new penthouse suite, basically.
Wow.
Compared to what they were in before, this is our new facility, and it is state of the art.
I'm here with Rachel at Paw Print Village, and what we're in a room here is called Feral Room. This is for a lot of community cats that are not acclimated to people, and I have a hard time getting adopted. And I'm grateful for organizations like this that will bring cats in off the streets and give them a better life.
Yeah, we often hear that cats are unadoptable for this reason or for that reason, and that makes them sound like they have no value, which to us just isn't true. So we have created an entire dedicated space to the quote unquote unadoptables because it's such, it's so in line with your mission, Bob.
Yeah.
You do so much for the cats that really have nowhere to go. They have nobody to look after them, or they give up a reason that they shouldn't be valued or unadoptable.
I agree.
And that's where this space comes in.
I agree.
Because you're out there doing all the hard work. Look at how many lives we can make a difference in. You're out there doing all the hard work, wrangling the cats, making sure that they're getting off the streets, and we're in here making sure that they get the care, the comfort, and the support and love that they need, because they also deserve it regardless of how adoptable or unadoptable they are.
All right, Rachel, I'm excited. I hear you got to show me a really cool room. What's in that room?
There's some little kittens in there, a fresh litter, siblings who are actually having a cuddle party. So we're going to interrupt, but we're going to interrupt in the best way.
Wow. Okay. I got to tell you, my wife normally hosts a show. Her name is Layla.
Okay.
And I love her to death. But the issue with Layla is anytime she's a kitten, let's bring it home. So we did some filming about last year about this time, and we brought home a little kitten. His name is Buddi. He totally runs the house now. So don't let me take any cats home.
So you have two new bosses. You have Layla and your kitten.
Well, the old boss and the new boss.
The old boss and the new boss.
Yeah, exactly 100%. So don't let me take any kittens home.
Okay, you heard it here. No kittens are coming home with Ryan today, and if they do, it wasn't my fault. You heard it from me, okay?
Who do we have here?
Tangerine and Clementine.
Tangerine and Clementine. Right.
Right.
This is pretty cool. I noticed it on the way over. Now, the Cowboy Cat Wrangler, I right now live in Texas. I didn't bring my cowboy hat only because it's a big pain in the butt to travel with the cowboy hat.
It is.
But this guy showed some love to us at Buddi, and I'm going to spin him around. Right there, it has Buddi right on his shirt. Thank you, Cowboy Cat Wrangler.
So this is the cafe space. This is where we'll be serving up espresso, coffee, tea, matcha, paninis, pastries, really anything you could ever want, at least I think.
Next stop on this tour, we're in this amazing little room. I don't know where we are, but let Rachel explain. Where are we?
Bob, we are in our next chapter now. We're in Perfect Picks, our thrift store that is going to directly benefit the cat rescue that we were just in up there. So everybody knows that cats don't make a lot of money. They don't have a lot of jobs, but they do cost a lot of money. So to help cover the cost of our rescue, the food, all of our services, litter, we are deciding to open a thrift store, and all of the proceeds from this nonprofit thrift store will go straight upstairs to those cats. We are curbside, which is for the safety of all animals and people. It makes the operations at our clinic a lot smoother. It helps us do more volume, which eventually means that we help more families. This is Jamie, our practice manager, who I really do not know how we would survive without. Jamie does an incredible job with our clients who come in here every single day and have a million questions and a million thoughts and a million opinions, and everything that they've been through before they got to us really builds up and then gets expressed on Jamie. And she handles it like a pro and a champion and a true person who cares about people and animals.
Bless you, Jamie.
Bless Jamie. So we have caretakers, volunteer caretakers, that come up here 7 days a week, rain or shine, and provide dry food, clean water, wet food for all these cats. Every single week.
So this is basically like an outdoor sanctuary for feral or community cats.
Yeah, all of the cats in here are vulnerable in some sense. They're blind, they're deaf, they have an amputated leg, they can't be returned to the environment they were in. Unfortunately, in the past week, we've had some...
Yeah, what happened here?
We've had some horrible, horrible storms and horrible weather. And as you can see, we are surrounded by quite a beautiful forest, but in some ways, it's come back to bite us because we lost the majority of our fence that keeps these cats contained, keeps them safe from harm's way, from those crazy raccoons that we get down here. So right now, we're in the process of raising money to not only resecure the entire sanctuary, but to make this a safer space, a better space, so that this doesn't happen again. A lot of the cats are loose and or are, roaming around the area, so we're keeping them local with food, shelter, and water. They know that this is where they want to be, so it's just a matter of getting everything up and running again. This is a core part of our mission. It's actually one of the first things that happened down here when we came over here, and that's because there's so many cats that just don't have a place to go, and they couldn't be returned to their environments. We didn't want to watch them suffer, so they came here and got this beautiful space with enclosures and warmth and safety to live out the rest of their lives.
Rachel, so if somebody wanted to donate to your organization, where would they go?
You can find us at thebridgeclinic.org. First and foremost, there's a button in the top left corner that says donate. That goes straight to our mission. We get notified right away. We also have a Venmo, PayPal, and then of course for the destruction, unfortunately, that happened for the sanctuary, we have a GoFundMe up and running.
Is that on Facebook?
Facebook, yep, on our Facebook page to help us rebuild this space to something bigger and better.
Maybe they can put the text here in the video or up here.
We'll drop it.
Oh, so she's a sweetheart. He's one of mine. This guy's mine. I don't know, about 5 videos ago on Instagram, I posted a video. He was adopted from here 2 years ago as a baby. And the couple called and said, we have to pick him up right away or we're going to put him outside after 2 years.
Why do you think that happens? People sign contracts, right, to make them more accountable to adopt these cats.
All right.
And then they, like you're just saying, hey, we're moving. If you don't come pick them up,
Yeah,
can't put it out on the street.
There's different situations. Looking at, so if you got an elderly person, someone passes away, I mean, that's an acceptable one. I have illness or I have financial issues.
Yeah.
And then there's people who, he pees on the floor once or, that scratches you. We don't want them anymore. Well,
right.
So that can be worked out.
Yeah,
and the
very
behavioral
much
issues can definitely be worked out.
Very much so.
There's no need to make the cat suffer for that.
Right. And I think, look, people just have to realize cats are a lot of fun. They can be great companions, right? All that stuff, but they are a responsibility.
Yes. I'd love to petition, local governments and communities on, like sometimes penalizing people for just abandoning animals. Tonight, when we're actually going to be out on our adventures, I drive by this parking lot at this store every night, and I circle the dumpster. I found many cats and dogs tied up to the dumpster here. There's been kittens left in a box right by the dumpster.
Wow. Well, thank God you're out there.
Yeah.
That's,
Thank you.
All right, we're out. Night has fallen. We've had a little dinner. I've got a little caffeine fix going. And Bob, tell us what we're about to go out and do in the neuter scooter.
I'm going to take you out on an adventure in the neuter scooter tonight to show you multiple colonies of community cats that I care for each night. Every night, 365 days a year, how to care for the colonies, what to look for. We'll talk about TNR, what you should do, the steps you should take, and we'll go from there.
And we're also going to talk, if you come across a cat that's ear has been snipped, that does not mean it's in a fight, and you're going to explain that a little bit later on what that exactly means.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's go get dirty, guys.
All right,
let's go.
Yeah. All right, so Bob, paint me a picture. What would happen if you didn't come out at night to feed these cats? What would happen to these cats?
They could migrate to different areas and put them in a lot of danger if nobody's taking care of them also, the quality of life will go way down.
Right.
You're gonna see most of my cats are healthy. They're all spayed, neutered, vaccinated. I do flea treat them. The ones that I can get near, so say 50% of them, I can reach down and squirt the flea treatment on their neck. And if you don't spay and neuter, overpopulation, it could be spread of disease.
Right.
It's going to create a really bad ecosystem out here. You too. Hey Mo, you're very handsome today. You're very handsome today. Are you ready to eat, my friend? He talks to me though. He's in that's a little shelter there we built. It's a feeding station. This is just like a little 1 mile square, and there's 7 colonies separately living in peace.
Right.
And it probably all started from one. Like it could have started just 1 litter of kittens, and they spread out, and then they went and made babies.
Bob, how did you get into this? How did you get into the TNR life?
TNR started at my business. I started when I moved to Philadelphia after suffering a stroke back in 2008, 2009. And after a year or so, started a business fixing games and electronics and laptops. After a few months of being in that location, I noticed I started seeing cats. and what anybody would do is, let's put some food and water out. And I see a couple, and then you started seeing a couple more, and a lot more. And I realized what was happening was they're breeding. But at that time, I didn't know what the word TNR meant. People were wanting to adopt them. And then one day, a group of ladies, actually I believe it was Dina, they were coming to my store for something. And they said, hey, you got a lot of cats back there. are they fixed? And I was like, what do you mean are they fixed? We're gonna come back this weekend and we're gonna trap them for spay-neuter surgery. And as the ladies were trapping them, I was like, well, this is pretty neat. Can you leave me a couple traps? And that was it. It was like, almost like an addiction. Once I did my colony, I was like, I want to go find more cats now. So basically started off with maybe 13 cats in the back of my store. And now I'm in the hundreds taken care of. So I like the colony caretaking part of it. Some people just do that and they have other people trapped, but I try to do multitask and do others. I'm gonna go see a cat named Daisy, Screech, and I can't remember the third one's name. But anyway, I think this one has either a neurological problem, could be partially blind or deaf. I gotta get her in soon. She's right here. Daisy. Hi, Daisy. She's right here. She comes right there.
Hi, friend.
But again, she needs a sanctuary. Like, she would need to either go to sanctuary. I can pet her. I don't know how she would be with anybody else.
All right, Bob, here's a question for you. You're out every night feeding the cats. Do you ever encounter the police wondering who you are and what you're up to?
I do. Mostly they're kind to me. And then they see what I'm wearing. I wear reflective gear every night because I'm out at night for my safety and other people's safety, and to let people know and be aware of what I'm doing out here. I mean, clear as day, it says animal rescue. It takes away the guesswork. It keeps me safe. It lets people know what I'm doing out here, creeping around in alleyways at night, and rather than going out in a black t-shirt and a black hat and looking all shady. But it brings awareness to what I'm doing, and it helps me even communicate with people when I find cats. I'll knock on the door just like this, and they start to understand, and they want to work with you. Once I whistle, there's a bunch on my left. There they come. That's Big Orange. And look in front of the car. There's a lot of kitties here. 15 on this side. 15 here, 20s plus on that side. Hey, Mr. Meowsers. Mr. Meowsers, Big Orange, Bruno and Pink Nose Daddy. Bruno, come here. Pink Nose Daddy, Mr. Meowsers, Big Orange, Bruno's back there. Wow, the ones I thought would stay here didn't. So, like Pink Nose, I figured he would run, and he's sticking around. Bruno's going potty in the only patch of grass we found. So we started getting this. This one was getting out of control. We were having kittens here left and right. But everybody you're looking at is fixed, thank God. I believe there's one in there. There's a mommy I'm looking for.
Why the Cowboy Cat Wrangler?
Cowboy Cat Wrangler has a neat backstory. Well, my grandfather being from Texas, my mom born in Texas, being raised by a Texas grandfather who would buy me hats and buckles, and I was into heavy hair metal and stuff like that in the 70s and 80s. I was into rock. I wasn't into cowboy belt, and I would just throw them in the drawer. Or otherwise, if I would wear it to school, I'd probably get beat up. Later on in life, I took on playing music and country music, so I like playing country music along with rock. And I started wearing my cowboy hat as I got older, and the name kind of stuck, and it turned into this. And also a Dallas Cowboy fan. So there you got, Dallas Cowboy fan, country music, and I was out when I first started doing TNR. Someone's like, "You're like a real cat wrangler. You're wrangling up those cats." And I was like, you know what? The name was born, Cowboy Cat Wrangler. You guys are next. You're next. And now they got a vehicle again. We're gonna spiff up some of this stuff once it's starting in September, October when it gets cold. Oh, raccoons have been here. That's raccoon prints. They're the ones who dirty the water. Hey, monkey. There's a spider web right there, so we're gonna get a stick. This is what we do when there's spider webs.
It's like Indiana
There's
Jones.
one right there. Hi, guys.
What does an ear tip mean? So if you come across a cat and it's missing the tip of its ear,
Yes.
a lot of lay people, myself used to be, thought, oh, that cat's been in a fight. He's had his ear bit.
Right. Misconception.
That's not what
Right,
that means.
Exactly.
Tell us what that means.
Ear tip means someone cared enough to trap a cat, take it in to get vetted, spayed and neutered, vaccinated and evaluated. If friendly, go to rescue. If not, back to, we call it trap, neuter, return it back to where you found it.
All right, Bob, so level with me. You know, are there ever nights where you don't feel like doing this?
Plenty. There's plenty of nights where I'm exhausted or I'm not feeling well or have a migraine or just, plain, there's like burnout. There's things called burnout and compassion fatigue.
Sure.
But I know that there's, 100 faces out here waiting to see me pull up for sometimes their only meal of the day. Like this is their only water or, nutrition that they're gonna get for the next 23 hours.
All right, Bob, Cowboy Cat Wrangler, we have had a fun night. Thank you for letting us come out with you. It's been a lot of fun seeing what you do, seeing all the cats that you take care of, teaching us about TNR, teaching us why we need the TNR, and it's just been great. At Buddi, we have what we call a champion of the month. And I'd just like to let you know that you are the champion of our month. So I have a check for you, sir, for $500. And we want that to go for all the food and everything that you need to make sure that this happens.
I appreciate it, but
You got it.
I'm not gonna cry. Look at that. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming out. This means a lot.
So hey, I just wanted to say one last thank you. It's been so fun going out here tonight with you and seeing what you do every night, and it's just been great. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming out, and everybody go out and watch Buddi.